What's happening around the world and what's happening here at home? A very good evening to and welcome to Weekend Primetime News. I'm Sandro Ferdinando. Let's take a look at our headlines for tonight.
Sri Lanka runners-up at Under-20 Asia Rugby Sevens Championship.
Team who have dominated the entire tournament, dominated the final there, and you can see the happiness. A small wink there from one of the players from Hong Kong, China.
Valaskata, who was injured while attempting to escape police custody, receiving treatment at the National Hospital. Acting IGP Priyantha Veerasurya makes a statement on politicians who are controlling criminals. Arwakalu land leased without cabinet approval, says Sunil Handunetti. GCE ordinary level examination to begin on the 17th of February. Results of the Grade 5 scholarship examination to be released before the 20th of September. Ukraine must be at the table for any peace talks, says European leaders.
The Sri Lankan rugby team secured the runner-up position in the 2025 Under-20 Asia Rugby Sevens tournament, whilst Hong Kong claimed the tournament.
The finals of the 2025 Under-20 Asia Rugby Sevens tournament was held today in the Indian state of Bihar. The Sri Lankan team advanced to the semi-finals after defeating Hong Kong, India and the United Arab Emirates in the preliminary round. They secured their spot in the final by beating China 26-17 in the semi-final. Both Sri Lanka and Hong Kong entered the final today with the aim of winning the championship. In the first half of the match, Hong Kong took a commanding lead of 19-0.
Best way that both teams can, but there can only be one winner in the coordinated with their movements, and once again, what a wonderful offload there. It's jersey number 6 for Hong Kong, China. He gives his team.
They scored another 14 points in the second half. The Sri Lankan team was unable to score any points throughout the match. The final score was 33-0, with Hong Kong emerging victorious. Hong Kong's points came from 5 tries and 4 conversions.
Hong Kong, China are the champions of Asia Rugby Emirates Under-27s 2025. Jubilant scenes here from the Rajgir Sports Complex.
Yes, Paulie, it is the Hong Kong China team who have dominated the entire tournament.
Now moving on to schools rugby, St. Peter's College, Mambalapitiya won the annual General Deshamanya Dennis Pereira Trophy after defeating Trinity College Kandy in the Inter-School League Rugby Tournament. However, last week, Trinity College secured the league championship title for the first time in 38 years, with a game still left to play by leading the points table.
This was the final match for both teams in the 2025 Inter-School League Rugby Tournament. The match, held at Palikali Stadium, saw a heated first half with Trinity College leading 10-5. Trinity scored a try, a conversion and a penalty, while St. Peter's College managed only a single try. In the second half, the St. Peter's players came back strong with an aggressive style of play, securing the win. They scored 17 points in the second half, while Trinity only managed 10. St. Peter's total points for the match included 3 tries, 2 conversions and a penalty. Trinity scored 2 tries, 2 conversions and 2 penalties. Ultimately, St. Peter's College won the General Deshamanya Dennis Pereira Trophy. Meanwhile, the Trinity College team, which won the Inter-School League Rugby Championship for the first time in 38 years, celebrated their victory. Yes 101, a channel of the MTV-MBC Media Network, served as the official radio partner for the Trinity College rugby team during the Inter-School League Rugby tournament.
Now moving on to news here at home, Her Excellency the Honourable Miss Sam Mostyn SC, Governor-General of Australia, accompanied by her delegation, departed from Bandar Naik International Airport this morning, concluding a successful 5-day state visit to Sri Lanka at the invitation of President Anurakumara Dissanayake. Thilina Sampath, alias Wallace Kata, currently in custody at the Western North Crimes Division, was injured while attempting to escape.
According to the police, Thilina Sampath, alias Wallace Kata, attempted to escape from custody at around 9:10 p.m. last night while being held at the Western North Crime Division. The police said that the suspect's handcuffs had been removed when he requested officers to provide him with prescribed medication. As an officer approached with the medicine, he allegedly pushed the officer and left from the 3rd floor of the building, landing on the Colombo-Negombo Road. He sustained injuries to his legs and an arm and is currently receiving treatment at the Colombo National Hospital under police guard. Wallace Kata is said to be a close associate of Kehel Padme, an organized criminal believed to control a major drug trafficking network in the country. He was recently arrested in Sidua while traveling in a motor vehicle, during which officers recovered more than 500 grams of heroin.
National organizer of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Nama Rajapaksa claims that the current government has eroded public trust in politicians.
Today, when we examine the politics implemented over the past months, we all question whether they truly benefit the people of this country. Under this government's political system, there are no days dedicated for the public to meet politicians, no opportunity to obtain assistance through a letter from an MP, and many areas in Sri Lanka lack leaders to approach during public sessions to raise their concerns. This government appears to be actively obstructing the development of villages, temples, churches and other community institutions.
Namal Rajapaksa attended a public meeting in Makhandura yesterday and shared his views on recent arrests.
I heard the minister responsible for police say that the police will no longer interfere in arrests. Neither the minister nor the deputy minister is instructing them to arrest anyone. That's anyways not necessary. When someone who campaigned on the party's election platform is appointed as the secretary to the ministry or the head of the CID, the minister need not intervene. Yet they claim there is no political revenge involved and that the process is independent.
Acting Inspector General of Police and Attorney at Law Priyantha Veerasurya says that certain politicians in the country are directing organized criminals overseas.
මහජනතාවගේ පොලිසිය සම්බන්ධයෙන් තියෙන විශ්වසනීයත්වය එම නැත්නම් විශ්වාසය තහවුරු කිරීමේ අවශ්‍යතාවයක් තියෙනවා.
There is a clear need to rebuild the public's trust in the police. When police officers engage in wrongdoing, fail to take proper action against crime, or maintain connections with criminals and smugglers, public trust cannot be established. Some crimes went unreported, organized criminals received political protection, and often the police did not take action against them or allow those crimes to be reported. But that situation no longer exists. Today, many of these organized criminals are in hiding, operating from abroad, using drug addicts within Sri Lanka to carry out their activities. There are conflicts among these smugglers, but we cannot allow crime to happen unchecked. We believe there are underlying motives behind this. Some politicians have had connections with these criminals at certain times. The politicians who led them are likely still here in Sri Lanka. They want to portray this as a large wave of unrest, but it's not a real wave. It's a disruptive act aimed at gaining power. We are taking all necessary legal action to address this situation.
කටයුතු කරනවා. ඒවා අවශ්‍ය නීතිමය ක්‍රියාමාර්ග නීති රාමුව තුල අපි සිදු කරමින් ඉන්නේ.
Minister of Public Security Ananda Vijaypala and Ministry Secretary Ravi Senaviratna emphasized that the rank is not considered in criminal investigations at a program held in the Uva province.
සමහර අය පණිවිඩ අහනවා පොලිසිය නිදිද කියලා. ජනතාව සෑහීමකට පත් වෙන සේවාවක් සපයන්න අපි.
Some people ask if the police are asleep. It is true. We have yet to provide a service that fully satisfies the public. Shootings occur here and there, and drug issues continue to spread. Urgent steps must be taken to eradicate this drug problem from our country. Crimes, whether organized or otherwise, are causing loss of human life. The primary goal of the police department is to create a safe environment where the public can live happily, free from crime. Whenever we fail in this mission, we face criticism. I urge you, do not delay in seeking justice. Delays only lead to problems being resolved inadequately, something we have seen far too often in society. Therefore, work efficiently and with dedication. I believe it is your duty to serve honestly and with integrity. That is my sincere request.
ඔබේ වගකීමක් හැටියට මා විශ්වාස කරනවා. ඔබෙන් කරන ඉල්ලීම එක මම වසර 37ක් පොලිසිය සේවය කරලා තමයි විශ්‍රාම ගියේ. මට මතක් වෙනවා 2022 අවුරුදු
I retired after serving in the police force for 37 years. I recall that in 2022, our colleague C.D. Vikramaratne informed the government in a letter that 184 OICs had been appointed, 182 of them without his recommendations. Only 2 officers were appointed based on the IGP's recommendations. Both the Minister and the Inspector General are present at this meeting and can confirm this. Since the Minister and I took charge of the ministry, all police officer transfers have been carried out solely by the Inspector General. Only the Inspector General appoints police OICs. As the Secretary to the Ministry, my role is simply to forward the IGP's recommendation to the Police Commission. There is no alteration, not even a comma changed. This is the transparent environment we have established for you today. When enforcing the law, we do not consider color, political parties or positions.
අපි පාට බලන්නේ නැහැ, පක්ෂ බලන්නේ නැහැ, අපි තනතුරු බලන්නේ නැහැ.
The Samagi Jana Balavega says that a no-confidence motion against the Deputy Minister of Defence, retired Major General Aruna Jayasekara, will be submitted to the Speaker tomorrow.
අපි හෙට දින රාජ්‍ය ආරක්ෂක නියෝජ්‍ය අමාත්‍ය මේජර් ජනරාල් අරුණ ජයසේකරට විරුද්ධව
We plan to submit a no-confidence motion against Deputy Minister of Defence, Major General Aruna Jayasekara, to the Honourable Speaker tomorrow. Major General Aruna Jayasekara served as the Army Commander of the Eastern Province during the period surrounding the Easter attacks, which was the base for key individuals involved in those attacks. Furthermore, he has been accused of concealing critical evidence related to the subsequent bomb blasts that occurred after the main attacks, as well as suppressing or allowing the disappearance of witnesses with vital information. Given these serious concerns, we believe that Major General Aruna Jayasekara's position as Deputy Minister of Defence directly impacts the independence of ongoing investigations. For this reason, the Samagi Jana Balavega, together with all other opposition parties in Parliament, have united to present this no-confidence motion as a joint effort.
හැටියට මේජර් ජනරාල් අරුණ ජයසේකරට විරුද්ධව විශ්වාසභංග යෝජනාවක් අරන්.
The ruling party has called for an investigation into whether the appropriate taxes were paid in connection with Supreme Sat satellite project, which was launched under the direction of former President Mahinda Rajapaksa's son, Rohit Rajapaksa. Talks about the Supreme Sat project have resurfaced now in the political arena.
We
don't claim to know everything 100%. The Prime Minister said she is quoting a report from the BOI. When she made her statement, she clearly mentioned she was presenting the contents of that BOI report. I believe even Chichi must have accepted it by now, likely realizing the satellite's existence only after the Prime Minister's remarks. Honestly, we have far more important issues to address than a satellite. That's what the people appointed us for. The Prime Minister found the missing rocket. Then Vasantha Samarasinha made it disappear again. So now does the rocket actually exist? Where is it in space? Has it vanished once more? The government needs to take a clear and firm position on this matter.
මේ රොකට් එක සඳහා ආයෝජනය කරන ලද මුදල්
Where did the millions invested in this rocket actually go? Chichi hasn't done a single job. Honestly, Namal, how did your brother get this money? Where did it come from? And where exactly was it invested? We genuinely don't understand. Just ask the right questions. Baby should question instead of asking about the other things. That's why this issue keeps getting more complicated. If the right questions are asked, the country will finally get clarity.
ඕක ඇහුවනම් මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ රට සුද්ධ වෙනවා.
The information presented by the Prime Minister regarding Chichi's rocket clearly revealed the truth. Now Vasantha is claiming otherwise, but the fact remains not a single cent of government money was spent on this project. That is the truth. These days, some members of the SLPP are getting a bit too excited, especially those clinging on to the so-called rocket. But they shouldn't get too carried away. If they do, they might end up falling from the rocket themselves. The truth about this rocket will eventually be revealed to the country once again. What kind of businesses and activities is this company involved in? What sort of cash flow has it generated? What investments have been made and where did those funds come from? How much was actually paid for the satellite or rocket launch and who made those payments? From which account was the money transferred? A large number of transactions have taken place here. We also need to investigate whether these companies, if they are earning significant income, are paying taxes to our country as they should. The entity known as Supreme Sat includes several associated companies. We are currently gathering all the necessary information regarding this.
දැන් හරිනේ අග්‍රාමාත්‍යතුමිය වැරදි දෙයක් කිව්වනම් ඒක නිවැරදි කළ යුත්තේ කවුද?
If Prime Minister Harini said something wrong, then it's her responsibility to correct it. But what Minister Vasantha Samarsinghe actually did was attack the Prime Minister. Why did that happen? Not for any other reason. It was clearly an order from Pelavatta to go after Harini.
තෙන් ආපු නියෝගයක් තමයි හරිනිට ටොක්ක්ක් අනින්න කියන එක.
Based largely on incorrect information provided by some BOI officials, they act as if everything has been resolved. To the opposition, I have this to say: you can keep making your claims for a week or two. That's your right, and we respect it. No matter what is said, we will continue to follow our own path.
Newsfirst with the people.
The Valana Anti-Corruption Unit raided an illegal ilmenite mining operation on a government-owned land in Aravakalu, Puttalam yesterday. It has now been revealed that the land in question was allocated to two different companies without any cabinet approval.
Under the direction of Acting Inspector General of Police Priyantha Veerasurya, the Valana Central Anti-Corruption Unit raided the Aravakalu ilmenite mining site yesterday. Police stated that machinery was being used to mine, process and store valuable minerals including ilmenite within this archaeologically sensitive area without proper authorization from the Geological Survey and Mines Bureau. The government-owned land was leased to a foreign company for cement production using limestone. Subsequently, in 2013, a joint Australian-Sri Lankan company, Iluka Lanka Resources, conducted an exploration for ilmenite on the site. The company withdrew from the project after 2019 due to the Easter Sunday attacks and the COVID-19 pandemic. Subsequently, a Sri Lankan company, Puttalam Ilmenite, was granted an exploration license by the Geological Survey and Mines Bureau to explore ilmenite and other mineral deposits on the same land. The company confirmed the presence of valuable mineral deposits, but their request for a mining license was not approved, halting their activities. It was at this point that another company, Asha Minerals Private Limited, was granted access to the land. The involvement of former Minister Chamara Sampath Dasanayake in this transaction was revealed in a letter sent by the chairman of the Cement Corporation. The Sunday Times reported that a 30-year agreement was signed with Asha Minerals on the 10th of April 2023. However, the company was never granted a license or permission from the Geological Survey and Mines Bureau for mining activities. Despite several ongoing legal cases related to the land, Asha Minerals proceeded to construct 2 large reservoirs for mineral processing within this highly sensitive zone, which is adjacent to the Wilpattu Wildlife Sanctuary. Minister of Industry and Entrepreneurship Development, Sunil Handunetti, addressed this misuse of resources in Parliament on the 7th of August.
Initially, the Cement Corporation gave the Aruakalu land to Holcim. It was part of the deal. After that, a company called INSEE took over. Then another company, PIL, was given the same land. While PIL was conducting their exploration, Chamara Sampath gave the same land to another company, Asha Minerals. Now 2 different entities have been given the same land, and there is no cabinet approval. In the end, what happens with all these unsolicited deals is that one company sues the Cement Corporation and another sues the GSMB. The lawyers are the only ones getting rich. There have been no new industries for 26 years. I have now intervened and will definitely take action to resolve this. This is a country that can be developed with mineral resources. We have mineral resources around the country. Ilmenite and zircon. We can make titanium flakes.
Ilmenite, rutite, zircon, okkama tiyana, monoxide tiyana, titanium slag hadanna puluwan.
The police stated yesterday that at the time of the raid, 3 more reservoirs were being constructed in the area, causing massive environmental damage adjacent to the Wilpattu Wildlife Reserve. It has been revealed that a layer of valuable minerals, including ilmenite, lies above a layer of limestone in this area. This flat, gently sloping land's proximity to the Wilpattu Sanctuary makes it especially sensitive. In his explanation to Parliament on the 7th, Minister Handunethi also noted that although 58 companies have been granted licenses for mineral exploration, the country has only earned a small amount of $60 million from mineral resources over the past 7 years.
If you look at the map, there's not a single space left on the map of Sri Lanka. All the land has been handed out for mineral exploration. Licenses have been issued, but in the last 7 years we've only earned $60 million from our mineral resources. Why? Because the people who get these exploration licenses make a business out of it. They take that paper and distribute it to everyone. One person keeps a bit and uses it to boost their company on the stock market. The next person does the same. This goes on, and in the end we have license. When we checked, there are 58 companies in Sri Lanka with exploration license. Just think, they haven't done anything. I have said that by the 20th of August we need a report so that we can clear this up. We will cancel all license for those who are not working or taking action. We will take a cabinet decision to cancel them.
Both Sri Lanka's land and the Sea of Sri Lanka are rich in industrial mineral resources. The map shows that mineral resources such as rutile, ilmenite and zircon in the Pulmote area on the eastern coast, the apatite deposit in Epavala, graphite deposits across the country, various types of clay in the hill country, and gems and other crystals from the Ratnapura area are world famous. Sri Lankan minerals have a high quality value and are in high global demand. However, it is clear that over the past few decades, our mineral resources have been used to enrich political and business associates. Stacks of letters written by both ministers and MPs for this purpose can be found in files. Shouldn't we, at least now, make decisions to use our mineral resources to create value-added products and provide a solution to the country's economic crisis?
Meanwhile, the Commissioner General of Examinations, Indika Lienage, says that the results of the Grade 5 Scholarship Examination are expected to be released before the 20th of September.
This year's Grade 5 scholarship examination was held at 2,787 centres island-wide. A total of 307,951 students sat for the scholarship examination this year.
The examinations successfully concluded at 2,788 centres today. A total of 307,951 students sat for the exam. We will begin preliminary evaluation tomorrow, the 11th of August. Following all briefing meetings, the 6-day evaluation process will be carried out from the 22nd of August till the 27th of August at 43 centres island-wide. We expect to release the results before the 20th of September.
Speaking at the media briefing today, the Commissioner General of Examinations, Indika Liyanage, provided updates on the upcoming GCE Advanced Level and Ordinary Level examinations.
The accepting of applications for the GCE Advanced Level examination has now closed. However, following the release of the recorrected results for the 2024-2025 A-Level examination, the online application system has been reopened. This is for any student who now wish to reapply based on their new results. The previous deadline for applications was the 21st of last month. But for those who missed it, I want to remind them that they can submit their applications online for the 2025 GCE Advanced Level examination until midnight on the 12th of August. The GCE A-Level examination is scheduled to be held from the 10th of November till the 5th of December. This is the final extension, and no further extensions can be granted as all other preparations for the exam are proceeding as planned. Furthermore, all preparations are currently underway for the 2025 GCE Ordinary Level examination, which is scheduled to take place next year from the 17th of February till the 26th of February.
Starting today, visitors will have the opportunity to obtain online tickets to visit national parks.
The Department of Wildlife Conservation announced that tickets to visit national parks can be purchased through the department's official website. This move comes after tourists experienced long delays due to queues at the Kaudula National Park yesterday. To prevent such inconvenience in the future, the department has introduced the online ticketing system.
Ishara Nanayakkara has officially become Sri Lanka's wealthiest person with an estimated net worth of $1.6 billion.
As of 2025, Ishara Nanayakkara has emerged as Sri Lanka's wealthiest person, overtaking Dhammika Pereira. According to Gulf News, with a net worth of around $1.6 billion, he leads LOLC Holdings, a diversified financial services and investment conglomerate with operations in over 10 countries. Nanayakkara has played a pivotal role in expanding Sri Lanka's presence in the global microfinance and insurance sectors. Mukesh Ambani, Chairman and Managing Director of Reliance Industries, continues to be the wealthiest person in India and South Asia, with a staggering net worth estimated at $118 billion.
European leaders have welcomed plans by US President Donald Trump to hold talks with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin on ending the war in Ukraine, but called for continued support for Kiev and pressure on Moscow to achieve a just and lasting peace. The statement by France, Italy, Germany, Poland, the United Kingdom and the European Commission late on Saturday came as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky insisted that Kiev will not surrender land to Russia to buy peace.
European allies have rallied behind Ukraine in a renewed surge of support, insisting that any peace talks with Russia must include Kiev. A joint statement issued by the leaders of the UK, France, Italy, Germany, Poland, Finland and the European Commission came ahead of US President Donald Trump's meeting with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin in Alaska on Friday. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky said today that Kiev values and fully supports the joint statement by European leaders leaders on achieving peace in Ukraine while protecting Ukrainian and European interests. Meanwhile, a White House official said that the US president is open to a trilateral summit with Putin and Zelensky, but for now the White House is planning a bilateral meeting as requested by Putin. Details of a potential deal have not been announced, but Trump said it would involve, quote-unquote, some swapping of territories to the betterment of both. It could require Ukraine to surrender significant parts of its territory, an outcome Zelensky and his European allies say would only encourage Russian aggression. However, Zelensky has said any agreements without Kiev will amount to dead decisions. US Vice President J.D. Vance met British Foreign Secretary David Lammy and representatives of Ukraine and European allies on Saturday at Chevening House to discuss Trump's push for peace. A joint statement from the French, Italian, German, Polish, British and Finnish leaders and the President of the European Commission welcomed Trump's efforts while stressing the need to maintain support for Ukraine and pressure on Russia. They said, quote, "We share the conviction that a diplomatic solution must protect Ukraine's and Europe's vital security interests," end quote. The statement added, quote, "We agree that these vital interests include the need for robust and credible security guarantees that enable Ukraine to effectively defend its sovereignty and territorial integrity. The path to peace in Ukraine cannot be decided without Ukraine," end quote. The leaders said, quote, "They remain committed to the principle that international borders must not be changed by force. The current line of contact should be the starting point of negotiations," end quote. They said negotiations could only take place in the context of a ceasefire or reduction of hostilities. Trump, who has promised to end the three-year war, plans to meet Putin in Alaska on Friday, saying the parties were close to a deal that could resolve the conflict.
In more sports news, Sri Lanka secured multiple medals today at the 2025 World Athletics Continental Tour bronze, currently being hosted in India.
Sri Lanka won the gold medal in the men's 4x400 meter relay event, clocking a time of 3 minutes and 8.22 seconds. Sri Lanka's Ramesh Taranga set a new national record in the men's javelin throw with a distance of 86.5 meters at the 2025 World Athletics Continental Tour bronze.
Now look at that, the crowd knows that he's done.
His performance also secured qualification for the 2025 World Athletics Championships. Ramesh is currently ranked 7th in the men's javelin world rankings.
8 minutes that
Chamodyoda Singha won the silver medal in the men's 100 meter event, clocking a time of 10.43 seconds.
Finally they got off there, look at
Nadisha Dilhani Lekamge won the silver medal in the women's javelin throw at the tournament, delivering an impressive performance with a throw of 54.96 meters.
Is it set out beyond 60 meters? If so,
Sumedha Ranasinghe clinched the bronze medal in the men's javelin throw event at the 2025 World Athletics Continental Tour bronze with a strong performance of 80.65 meters.
79.80.
Meanwhile, Sri Lanka's sprint star Yupunabe Kon recorded his best performance of the year, clocking 10.17 seconds at the Sestria International Athletics Championships held in Italy.
And with that, we wrap up news for tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. You take care and good night.